Hello, and I'd like to welcome you to this brief overview of Heat Innovation's design software program for underfloor heating, radiator systems and electric underfloor heating. Primarily it's been designed to run for underfloor heating. However, the design calculations will allow you to size radiators, size boilers for a standard heating system, and also for electric underfloor heating. We realise that there are different types and situations that you'll come across, and we feel that although plumbers still roughly estimate for boiler systems and for radiator systems in this current climate with the energy efficiency under so much pressure from government, British standards changing in the building industry, we need to have something reliable that we can show people, that we can show developers, specifiers, architects for heat losses and for U-value calculations for buildings. So this is a brief overview. What we're going to do is just make up one room. So as you can see, we've got the Excel spreadsheet open here. It is written in Excel, so anybody can use it. We'll be doing very in-depth tutorials when the software is released, which should be within the next coming 2 months. So please subscribe, join our YouTube channel where you'll get access. The website's in development, so you'll be able to go on there and view any of the YouTube channels. If you're working within the heating industry, whether you're a self-employed plumber and you need to calculate basically anything from just a U-value to a room to a whole heating system inside of the boiler, it's a very fast and efficient way of doing it. But there's a lot of very old school ways around it. A lot of plumbers are still going into houses and designing a system off the top of their heads based on what they think. Well, we'll stick a radiator here. It's not the correct way of doing it. So we've got this fast way for you to do it. Obviously, if you're a self-builder, you may be interested. If you want underfloor heating or a heating system or electric underfloor heating system. If you've got a conservatory and you need to calculate for the heat losses for that, you can do that. So the program will offer a plumber an underfloor. If you're a plumber and you're wanting to get into the underfloor heating industry, either electrically or with a wet underfloor heating system, this is the way forward for you. So let's just have a brief overview. We're just going to calculate one room. And as I mentioned, a lot of this will be over most people's heads once you've got the program, follow the tutorials, and you've done a few jobs. It's very easy to use, very fast. So we have some tabs along the bottom. Basically, inquiry down, calc down would be for the downstairs of a house or a downstairs room. Inquiry up would be for an upstairs room, obviously. So that's just on inquiry down. We always start on inquiry down. So at the top here we have a name. On the drop down menu we have different types of rooms. Let's just pick lounge. Okay, the design temperature comes up 21. If we were to change it and put in, say, bedroom, it changes to 18. Many different types. A hall, 18. So we can swap and change the bathrooms, 22, because of the air changes. And you can see we've got air changes for 2 on the bathroom because of the air changes. Lounge 1.5. So next stage is, let's put a length in. Let's calculate, let's say 4 meters. Let's say 6 meters. and the room height, let's put it at 2.4. Okay. Next calculation, run down these in order as we're doing them. External wall length is your actually external wall. Don't put internal walls in. So let's just say two of these walls are external. So we'll put 10 in. Important. Wall U value type. You see flyouts. There'll be a lot more added eventually. Refer to U value table for the Windows section and type in. So we go down to the bottom, U value section on the drops. Let's have a look. And we can see the wall U values. There's a long list. These can be edited. U values can be changed to whatever. If there's a different U value, change it. You can change all these titles to whatever you need them to be. So we've got most of the standards in here. U values can change and will. So what we'll do is we'll pick this one here with a U value of 0.55. So we come over and we pick the code up, which is the type, which is 3. Back to inquiry down, and we'll enter that in 3. Next section is the windows. There are 3 sections. They can be doubled up if there's not enough room, if there's a lot of windows. But let's just put a window in that's, say, 2 meters. And let's put that it's a meter high. The next one down is your window U value type. Again, there's a fly out for your windows. So back into your U value chart. Window U value. We've got them UPVC. You can change these again if you're using triple glazed argon filled. Put your U value in. You can change these to whatever you like. And we've got a type of 1. So inquiry down. Window type is at 1 anyway, but you can change it. Let's put another window in. Let's put one at a tiny window, 0.8 by, let's say 0.8, just a tiny window. U value again, you can change them. It's different, whatever you need it to be. Let's just leave it at 2 for now. Your ceiling type, again, there's a U value. Back to the chart, U value, ceiling type. Whichever of these are necessary for your ceiling, let's just put 1 in as the type. Ceiling type is 1. Your adjoining room temperature, which could be 21, 18, 19, 22. We'll just put 18 in. The roof type, we're not going to put a roof type in. This is going to be dependent on the type of room that you're working in. A lot of this information will be covered in very in-depth tutorials. For floor covering, we'll just nip over to the U-chart values and just have a quick look. You can see that we've got the roof insulation. This would apply to it if there's a roof in and there's a U value. They can be changed to whatever you need them to be changed to. They can always be put back. Then you've got your floor covering section with a list. We'll just put in number 1 for the floor covering. Floor covering number 1. Okay. End plates won't be necessary, it will be covered. Floating floor, yes or no. It defaults to no because the floor material we've got as S. You can put wood in. If you're using a floating floor with timber underneath, we're just going to basically leave it. We're going to be using a screed floor with the pipes inside. Wall pipes, you can leave this alone, and you can also leave the walls alone. The next one is your U value. So let's enter the room perimeter. So we need to calculate the room perimeter. We'll put 12, so we've got 12. So altogether we've got 20 for the U value, because that will be the perimeter. Enter 12. Okay, the next one down is your thermal conductivity of the Insolent. This is going to apply to the insulation laid underneath the pipe. There's a flyout tab. Enter one of these. Depending on the type of insulation, it will have a U value. We'll just put in 0.030. So 0.030. Okay. Screed thickness. If you're using a traditional screed that's laid by hand, we work our calculations on it being 65, which is the recommended depth. Flow screed, it can be pumped. It can actually be pumped in at 55, 50 if it's a fibre screed. We'll just put 65 in. Okay, that's the calculations done for that. So the next one is we go into calc down. These are the calculations. Okay, so as we can see, we've brought over all the information. It's calculated the floor area and the total floor area to be heated, the room temperature. Okay, here's the important bit. The heat requirement for the room is 1515, and currently the heat output for the underfloor heating is way high. So we can do some alterations here to change all this information. Firstly, we could drop the water temperature. That will help. So let's change that to 45. You won't be able to go below 45, and you can see it's changed. The floor surface temperature has changed to 28 degrees. So we've still got the output pretty much quite high at the minute. So what we can do is we can alter certain things within this. We've got with circuits that we've allowed. Basically, it's calculated that you're going to need 2 circuits, 2 ports on the manifold. It's calculated the length of each circuit, and the total amount and the total quantity of pipe, and the pipe spacing, with the flow rate, which you can alter on the manifold itself, and reduce it or change it. So let's change the pipe spacing. Let's put it at 300. As we can see, we've got a lot much closer to the temperature that we want, and it's changed over into 80 meters. The sections that we won't cover in this are the pipe coils, the manifolds. All this will be explained. Number of ports on your manifold. Currently we're at 1 port with 2 ports on. This could change. Ancillaries, it's calculated the amount for that room for your insulation. It's calculated your edge insulation strip, how much of that you'll need, and it's calculated the required insulation thickness of 88 millimeters. Obviously you would round up or round down, but I would say round up, and we've currently got 88, so that would basically equate to 100. Okay, so that's a brief overview. Obviously there's all these other tabs down here. We can go to inquiry up, and we can do a separate calculation for up, and the calculations with different things, with conductor plates, roller clip insulation, different types. In here we've got an insulation cost chart where you can enter information from a supplier, and you have thermal conductivity, the compression strength. You can enter all the information that you need to in here. UFH quote will eventually, at the moment we've got a manifold in because it's a 2 port, When we enter all the information, put everything in here. Your prices you can change. You can have whatever you like. If you're a company that supplies, put all your own information in here. From actuator heads, pumps, pipe cutters, conductor plates, and it will give you your total. And obviously there's the U-value chart. There's different things for the upstairs calculations and the downstairs calculations. So if we go just back to calc down, you can see it's calculated, and we've got the heat requirement for the room, and we've got the heat output from the underfloor heating system. If you take these figures, with electric underfloor heating, the heat requirement for the room is 1515. So you need 1515 watts underfloor heating to go in there, which is all done for you. Okay, I mean this figure is based on us putting in underfloor heating, a wet system. So you kind of ignore this because that's not what's needed. So you could do that. So you can calculate your radiators. We're going to be adding extra elements to this that will allow you to do that. So great. So for now, it's just a basic overview. Obviously, we're going to go into a lot of depth. YouTube, we're going to be we're putting a lot of videos onto YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel. Give me your thoughts. The program should be ready for release in 2 months, and the website will be up and running so you can order. So please express your interest and get back to us. Our address, email is info@n for Norman /k for kilo /f for Freddy.co.uk, which is currently a temporary email